If I had to ask you what's the hardest part in terms of keeping a healthy relationship with fitness and food and your family, what would your answer be? I think it'd be food prep. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to the Pure Motivation Podcast show. My name is Coach Dimitri. I'm your host, and today we're joined with my lovely and beautiful wife and partner, Francesca. Food prep for many people is something that they know they should do, they know that they can do, but they don't often do it. So how long have you known me for?
I feel like it's forever.
It's been a long time.
It's 18.
So it's been 29 years we've been together. And would you say that since you've known me for the 29 years, have I been consistent year after year with my Sunday ritual?
I know that meals are very important to you. Like if you don't have the meals prep, you go a little crazy.
I have a busy schedule, just like you watching. 2, we have kids, maybe just like most of you who are watching. And 3, I'm a fit person and I'm exercising, so my metabolism is high, I'm building muscle, I'm constantly needing food, and if I don't have it, I panic and worry. And a lot of you watching that live stressful lifestyles, because we all have stress in our life, we all have responsibilities, whether it's raising a family. You may be taking care of a parent that's elderly, that's sick. You may be a divorced single parent and you have kids and you have a lot of responsibilities. You may be a student in school, university, college, and you're juggling work, you're juggling being fit, you're juggling your family, you're juggling homework. And when it comes down to it, we all want to eat healthy, but we don't have the foods ready for it. I'm going to go over 4 strategies that have helped us out over our entire life that we've been together. I'm going to talk to you about strategies that have worked with us and how it's worked with us. And I'm hoping by the end of the video, you can take some of these nuggets, you can implement them into your lifestyle and take imperfect action. That's what it's about. Not perfect action, but imperfect action. Let's talk about building healthy habits. I know that for me, if I don't have a regular routine and I don't have a structured time and date of when I got to do something, it's not going to get done, because something else that'll come up in my life that's exciting or that's important or that has to do with work or one of my wife's responsibilities, or something's going to come up and it may take me off track. So if you don't have a specific time of the week, it's not going to happen. I have always stressed to people to try to make food prep on Sundays and Wednesdays. And for those of you watching who don't know what food prep is, or thinking, I just caught this video really quickly, they're talking about food prep. What is it? Food prep is the practice, it's the ritual, it's the routine, it's the consistency of going to the grocery store, buying your stuff in bulk, coming home, putting the TV on, getting a glass of wine if you want, putting on your favorite music, let the kids go crazy, and cooking food in bulk, okay? Now, when we're doing so, we're wanting to encourage development of healthy eating habits, and we want to emphasize the importance of a positive example for our children. Now, what do you find is the most rewarding part when it comes to food prep for you?
The rewarding part is that it's done. Like once you've cooked that protein, your carbs, cut out all the veggies, prepared your salads, I'm free for 2 days. I'm not doing any other meal preparations, which is so easy. He's happy, he's got his meals at work, the kids have healthy lunches, I've got my lunch ready to go, and I don't have to worry again and stress, what am I making again on Monday or Tuesday? Our base of it all, which is your protein, that's number 1, most important. Get that out of the way and done. And then it's your carbs, and then it's your veggies. So as long as you have everything washed, ready to go in your fridge, it's so much easier to prepare things.
So much easier to make a salad on a Monday night when you come home from work and you're tired because you made chicken breast, you made some beef, you made some tuna mix, you made some eggs.
Exactly. So if you're only making a salad on a Monday or Tuesday, like that's 5 minutes versus making a whole meal, a whole cooked meal, with protein and carbs and what's everybody gonna eat, and that may take half an hour to 45 minutes. That's your time that you can be spending more with your family, with your kids.
Or even go for a workout.
Yes, or asking them, how their day is.
For some of you guys who are thinking, well, man, that must be like a punishment. You cook food on Sunday and then all week you're eating stale leftovers. No, what you do is on Sunday, you cook enough food to last you to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Wednesday, again, you're cooking a little bit more food to last you till Friday. Then the weekend, you're fine, you can do whatever you want. When it comes to food prep, the rule of staple is you're gonna make about 3 or 4 proteins. And why is protein so important? Because A, protein is an anabolic thermogenic effect to your body. When you're eating chicken breast, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, protein powder, it forces your metabolism to speed up. It gives you the satiety feeling. If you had to eat 3 meals in a day, and I gave you a chicken breast at each meal, plus whatever else left over, or I just gave you a plate of fruits or carbs without the chicken breast, I guarantee you wouldn't feel as full. You wouldn't have that hunger satiety feeling over the next 3-4 hours. As a society, we are under-muscled. And I don't know how many...
And under-eating protein.
We're under-eating protein, especially women. Women should be having, and I feel like the same as men, 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. We're in a society today where we're losing muscle tissue, we're not strength training as much as we should be, we're not putting stress to our muscles and our bones, we're overstressed, we're sedentary, we wake up and we sit down to eat breakfast, we drive to work sitting, we sit at work sitting, we eat at work sitting, we drive back home sitting, then we sit our asses on the couch and we wonder why we got stomachs and tummies, right? So by having 12 eggs boiled, ready to go, by having 4 or 5 cans of tuna mixed with some of your favorite sauces, whether it's a mayonnaise, whether it's olive oil with some tomatoes diced up, ready to go. Whether having some chicken breast barbecued, stir fried, whatever you want, ready to go. And then maybe you want to have a bean salad. By having those 4 sources of protein, if my wife wants to make a tuna salad for lunch, she can just literally scoop some tuna, get some vegetables that are pre-washed, pre-cut, instead of sitting there and washing tomatoes and cleaning cucumbers and cleaning vegetables. Nobody wants to do that. Anything you want to add to that?
We're all very busy. We're all very busy individuals, whether you're a parent or you're just, single, going to work. We all have stresses in our life, and food should not be so stressful. If you're prepared and if you're getting things ready, it's just so much more easier. You'll find yourself making healthier food choices versus making a stop somewhere where you shouldn't be stopping and putting something in your mouth that you shouldn't be putting.
And typically that happens because you're tired, you're hungry, you're hangry, and it's so easy to pull out your phone and hit Uber Eats. Mm-hmm. It's easier for you to order a meal from a restaurant that costs $29, $30 for a dinner versus you sitting down there and cooking a stir fry of chicken breasts and vegetables and then boiling some brown or wild grain rice, and then having enough food for 2 or 3 or 4 meals, right?
Now there is some healthy choices out there when you're doing Uber Eats.
Yes.
We don't want to make it look like we're cooking all the time, because we do treat ourselves on the weekend to either go out or we'll order in, right?
Which you brought up a good point there. If you don't have the time to food prep because you're busy, you can still buy food prep. So if you know that you're coming home late on a Sunday because you're at family's home, and you know that you got 1, 2, 3 kids that are a busy family, you can easily go to a local restaurant and say, hey, do me a favor, can you give me a big, large container salad, Greek salad, Caesar salad, whatever it is, no dressing, just the vegetables ready to go. Can you give me another small container with some baked potatoes or some brown rice or whatever it is, some form of sweet potatoes as a carb? Give me a container, a tray of it. And then give me another tray of just chicken skewers or beef skewers or egg omelet, whatever it is that you want to have in bulk. So it may cost you $80, $60, whatever it is, to buy that, but now you don't have to cook it, you don't have to prepare it, it's ready to go, and then over the next 2-3 days, you have your meal prep done. So either you can cook it or you can buy it.
And a smart tip is also if it falls on a day that you're going to be going to work the next day, then order, if you're single, order you have 2 other people at your house that you're ordering for. That way,
or an extra meal.
The next day, yes, you already have it ready to go.
Number 2, food prep is a must in our family because it helps you with time and cost efficiency. Now, how many times have you went to a grocery store and have you went in saying, I gotta buy milk and eggs, and then you end up leaving with milk, eggs, cookies, a bag of chips, a loaf of bread, maybe some vegetables and something else. Reason was you went in to get something, but you were hungry and you bought a bunch of other stuff. So that can happen 1, 2, 3 times a week. And what ends up happening is you're spending more money than you should be versus you allocating your amount of money you want to spend to buy it in bulk. So for example, we will go to a local butcher. We'll go see Mike at Totera Meats, a major Mac. We say, Mike, here's $200. I want to get 20 chicken breasts. I want to get a 1/2 inch beef steaks chopped up. I want to get some sausages or whatever it is I want to buy, even if it's whole chickens and I want them to take the skin off, I will buy it in bulk. I'm going to be saving money. They're going to air seal them for me. They're going to package them, and then I come home, they're already ready to go. Versus me going to the grocery store and buying a little bit of food for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I want to go back and buying it fresh on Thursday, but I'm spending more money, right? Especially in the long run. Now, also when it comes time to time management, it's so much easier to involve your kids and get your kids involved in some food prep, because you're teaching them at a young age that their job isn't to just come down to the kitchen, sit their butts on the table and wait for mom and dad, the slaves, to make them food. It's their job to, one, set the table. It's your responsibility as a parent to teach your kids how to set the table. It's your responsibility to teach your kids how to take down the table and how to separate the dishes and how to separate food that goes into the composer and recycling, and how to put the away. And then based on how old your kids are as well, get them involved in some of the cleaning process. Now, we involve our kids in the cooking process as well from a young age. I think from probably 8 years old we got them involved, because we want them to understand that when they're teenagers and maybe we're not going to be around because we may go out to an event, or they may be at the house together on the weekend, they can cook on their own and they can be competent and confident to know that when they're older adults, 19, 20, maybe living on their own, they're going to school, university, they're not going to be buying junk. Because a lot of the kids that go to university, they call it the freshman 15, they pack on 15 pounds of fat, and their parents are paying for their tuition, they're paying for their board to stay in the area there, and they're also paying for their food with these cards. Because I remember when I was in college, I didn't live on campus. I went home, came back, and I'd bring my food. Back in those days, I was competing, so I had a lunchbox full of food with me. But I had buddies that were coming from different areas, and they were staying at Humber College, and they literally would buy breakfast, they'd buy lunch, they'd buy dinner, and they're buying junk all day. So by making food prep a must, not only will you help with building good habits for you and your family and your children, but you're also going to work on time management and cost efficiency, right? Now, number 3, we're talking about family building and we're talking about education. So why don't you give the viewers a little bit of insight when it comes to us in family time and how we kind of structure it with our children?
So family time is important to us. We want to make sure that we have at least one day during the week where we spend quality time with each other.
And one meal, busy. Usually it's dinner.
Yes.
We're all together for dinner.
We're so busy, Dimitri's at work all day. I'm there most of the time. Then I have to go pick them up. There's activities after school that, we need to take our kids to.
Practice.
Sometimes, sports. Depending on the day that it falls, then we're making, some food preparations and all that stuff. Then, there's laundry, there's cleanups, there's all kinds of, it never ends. So we want to make sure that once a week, so the Sunday, right? That's what you're talking about? Yeah. So we get together on the Sunday and we want to make sure that, if we're having breakfast together, we're cooking together. If we're having dinner together, it's
a family routine.
Yes.
And a lot of times families today, they're so busy where for dinner time, one person's eating by themselves and the other one's watching TV, and then the parents are eating by themselves.
Or they're upstairs on their devices talking to their friends, and then the parents are left to kind of do everything.
Or even saying, I'm gonna have dinner in my room. No. You got to build some old school family tradition.
By the way, just this is us. We've never ever had our kids take their food upstairs and go eat in their room.
I don't care what type of homework you got. I don't care how busy you are.
Yeah.
You sit at the family. And here's another reason why the food prep and the eating helps out with building family bonding times. Your kids right now and our kids today in this generation are overstimulated, overwhelmed, and have so much anxiety from what's going on. If you're like us and you're in your 40s, you know that when we were in high school or we were in elementary school, all we had to worry about was going to school, our teachers, coming home, playing sports, and that's it. We didn't have devices. We didn't have peer pressure. We didn't have the stresses of kids trying to feel like they are the same as another person, or that they're competing, or there's bullying and cyberbullying. So if you don't have one meal per evening where you sit down and you can actually talk to your kids and you can actually sit down and explain to them what's important and find out how their school's going, find out what's important to them, you're lacking as a parent, and that's not a good thing, right?
It's bonding time.
Bonding time.
Bonding time.
And lastly, when it comes to why food prep is a must in our family, When you're looking at eating meals and you're looking at having a lean physique, there's no other way that you're gonna accomplish it other than having a regimented nutritional lifestyle that requires high quality, high grade, nutrient dense foods. I've been doing this for 29 years now. And if I had to get paid $5 for every time people say to me, I don't have the time, I don't like cooking in bulk, or I don't like carrying my food with me, or in the morning when we wake up, we're in a rush, I probably would be a millionaire right now not doing this video. So the one thing you want to remember is, if you want the physique and the results of someone that's 20 pounds lighter, so if you're a woman or a male watching this, you're like, you know what, I want to lose this gut. I'm not happy with this gut. When I stand naked and I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see. And I want to become stronger for my wife. I want to prove to my wife that the man that she married 20, 25 years ago wasn't this guy. Because you know what, guys, a lot of you watching, let's be honest, you've let yourself slide, okay? When a woman ages and when a woman has children and when a woman goes from her 20s to 30s, 40s, 50s, it's a natural evolution for females to gain a little bit more weight due to the fact that they've hormonally been on a roller coaster having kids. Their bodies have gotten so shocked. There's autoimmune disease that can happen. There's post-traumatic, depression that happens after some moms have kids. There's so much goes on from not only a psychological part, but from an endocrinological part, from the hormonal standpoint, that women have a harder time. So if you're a man and you haven't given birth and you haven't had to deal with breastfeeding and your body physically being a vessel to create a child, what is your excuse? You're working hard, you're providing, protecting, producing for your family, but you've let your body go. So if you don't have the ground set and the bedrock base of knowing that twice a week we're gonna cook extra, how on earth are you gonna be able to carry with you 3 meals with 35, 45 grams of protein on them? Yes, you can go to a breakfast place and get a big omelet and have some Greek yogurt on the side. And yes, you can go buy a chicken breast sandwich somewhere. And yes, you can pull over to a Booster Juice and buy a protein shake. And yes, you can order another healthy meal from another, takeout place. But you're spending between $15 to $20, maybe $25 if it's a healthy meal, 4 or 5 times a day. So you're spending money, you're having to drive there, you're having to wait for it to be prepared, and sometimes you don't even know what kind of ingredients are in there because there's so many added butters, sugar, salts, and you're just getting a meal that's not congruent with what you want. So by not spending the time to food prep and making a must, you fall victim to eating on the go, and you fall victim to just eating a little bit of food that's left over from the kids. You may be hungry, and because you don't have nothing prepared, you'll snack on an apple, then you snack on a cracker, then you snack on a cookie, and then when dinner time comes, you're not even hungry. So it's so important to make food prep a must in your family, and it's so important to make it a staple that if you don't, I really don't see how you can be so successful on the long term when it comes to fitness, especially if you have kids. I'm gonna give you guys a practical tip. Francesca's gonna give you one, I'll give you one as well, on a takeaway tip. Before we finish right now, we're gonna give you a tip that you can use to literally make sure that you can accomplish food prep and get it done. So number 1, I want you to, this Sunday, write down 4 of your favorite meals. So let's say you're gonna ask me, it's gonna be a steak, it's gonna be chicken, it's gonna be some kind of fish. Notice how every meal I'm saying and that I like has a protein base first, because the base of all my meals is a protein. So I'm gonna write down 4 of my favorite meals, and then I'm gonna find 3 or 4 different recipes to spice up that meal. Because if I make chicken breast on the barbecue and it's pre-made, and I come home and I wanna have fajitas, all my wife has to do is chop up the chicken breast, put some onions and some peppers and saute them and get some fajitas and we're ready to go. If I want to have a Caesar salad with chicken breast and I have barbecue chicken breast already done, I can just chop up the chicken breast, warm it up, Caesar salad, and dump it on. So if you think of your favorite foods and think of 3 or 4 different recipes you want to have them, now when you have that extra meal there, it's easy to just swap in and throw a recipe in. What's an easy tip that you can give the moms out there for food prep so they don't feel it's overwhelming, so they don't look at us like we're these Martians or these robots that have perfected something that people can't do? I guarantee you, back in the days, your mom and dad, or if you're an immigrant, you came to this country and you started off hard, you didn't have the ability to have all the finances and the resources, you have to cook in bulk. You have to cook in bigger amounts, especially if you got a big family with kids. So what's a takeaway tip you can give?
So you covered the protein. So I feel like for the ladies, they love salads. They love salads, but then at the same time, I hear them complaining like, I'm always eating salad. So for sure, be creative with your vegetables. It's not just salad that you can have. There's so many things out there, you know, broccolis, Brussels sprouts. You just gotta be creative on how you're cooking your food. So don't always, yes, lettuce is the base to everything, and it's so
lettuce,
easy.
You can't be eating lettuce every day in your salad.
Yeah, because you're missing certain nutrients and vitamins.
She talked about salads. So here's a good one. Again, write down 4 or 5 of your favorite salads, and if you don't have any recipes, send us a message today and just say, I want recipes, and I'll email you a booklet with a bunch of recipes for free. But what we love to do is, we'll make my favorite purple cabbage salad dress. Purple cabbage feta salad. So I'll take a purple cabbage, I'll chop it up in half, I'll dice it up in little pieces, I'll put some olive oil, a little bit of mayonnaise, maybe some dill, some feta cheese, some salt and pepper, and then I'll leave that big container in the fridge, that coleslaw container, and it's ready to go and soak. And then over the next 2 or 3 days, you can have that ready. One is a coleslaw. Number 2, instead of making your salads in advance and putting the dressings on it, just pre-wash the vegetables and have one tray with celeries, cucumber, carrots, peppers, fennel, pre-washed. Because at nighttime, sometimes when Francesca's hungry, she'll at least just walk to the fridge, she'll open it up, grab some veggies, crunch, crunch. If you don't got the veggies and you don't have something healthy made, you're gonna get some cookies and chips. You can also make bean salads. Tell me your favorite bean salads. I know you make better bean salads than me.
Yeah, so you know, you were saying like hold off on the dressing, but there is some salads that are actually very yummy where you can dress them up, keep them in the fridge, and they actually taste better the next day. So another one that we do is just with broccolis, or it could be cauliflowers if you don't like broccolis. You could throw in also some black beans or red beans, and just, you know, whatever vegetables you like. So you can chop up some green peppers,
tomatoes, the list goes on.
Cucumbers, and then you just mix that all up together. And the broccolis or cauliflower, they can be raw, so you get that crunch and you get the vitamins. You don't have to steam or boil everything.
You're gonna cook them too much, because if you cook vegetables too much,
yeah, you don't get that crunch. Like if you like the crunch, then I suggest just leave them raw as they are. And also, like, you know, throw in some seeds like pumpkin seeds,
cashews.
There's
like sunflower seeds. There's so many different ways to add more protein to your salads as well.
It's so good. It adds crunch. It adds more protein.
Healthy fats to your diet.
Fiber. You know, it's so good. Such a good salad.
And another thing is when you're making these in bulk. So let's say you have your purple cabbage salad in bulk. Okay. Let's say you have a Greek salad in bulk. Then you have romaine lettuce. You take all the leaves. You don't chop them up. You just take the leaves apart and you wash with water. You wrap it up with a little paper towel. Put it in the fridge so it stays nice and cool. And then you make a bean salad. You literally have 4 different forms of carbohydrates ready to go. So you don't come home and start starving and binging on food. Also, when your kids need something, they can just easily go to the fridge and attack a healthy meal, okay? And also, lastly, I want to leave you with this. Where do you get the most food cravings? By nighttime. When do you sometimes feel that you binge on the wrong foods? Is it in the morning, afternoon, or in the evening? It's typically in the evening when you're done work, you're tired, you're watching TV, you're watching a movie, and then out of boredom and out of habit, you've been sitting down for 2-3 hours, you feel that little urge to eat because your metabolism's saying, hey, feed me. You just joined Pure Motivation Fitness. You just joined Coach D's online coaching program and you want some fuel. The healthy person goes, oh, no problem. I'm gonna go to the fridge right now, I'm gonna open up my container of my purple cabbage salad, and I'm gonna scoop up 2 full fists of it. I'm gonna grab some chicken breast, I'm gonna warm it up, or I'm gonna grab some tuna, or 2 hard-boiled eggs, or a piece of sausage, and you literally can just mix and match like you're at a buffet and grab a meal on the go quickly instead of sitting there saying there's nothing prepared, we don't have leftover food, I don't have breakfast ready for tomorrow or lunch for tomorrow, let's have a bag of chips and let's order food. So the cycle will continue, the challenge will continue. If you don't foster this and make it be part of your lifestyle, you will struggle and you will have stress. And we're telling you this because we're husband and wife, we're tag team partners, we're both gym owners, and we both hear the same story from the same people from years and years and years. Now, after a while, when you try to connect the dots and say, you know what, damn it, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna spend an hour and a half. Literally it takes us an hour and 10 minutes maximum. But when you spend the time to prepare the foods, to pre-wash them, pre-cook them, and have your kids involved, once it's done, you've saved yourself so much time and you feel so much better. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think you said it all.
All right, guys, so guess what? It is Sunday. It's time for our food prep. We're gonna wrap this up. We hope you enjoyed this episode on why we make food prep a must and not a should. If you're interested in any coaching, online coaching, and you don't live in the Vaughan area, Vaughan, Ontario, and you're looking to burn fat and build muscle, and you're stuck and you're struggling on knowing what to eat, when to work out, and how to prepare your meals, send us a message today and just put coaching, and we'll send you back some information on how you can get some free resources. And if you live in the Vaughan area, you're more than welcome to come to our studio, come check us out. Your first week is on us. Thank you so much for joining me, beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
That's it, that's all. And remember, change can happen in an instant. Attitude is everything. And if you really want to achieve results in fitness, you can do so. Take care. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye
for
guys.
now.